All right, Greg, we've got, of course, National Signing Day. We're only 6 days away. You've given us a big rundown the last several weeks on the latest, whether it be the latest or anything else on the recruiting front.
Well, Saturday, I know last week we talked about that there was a couple of Nebraska targets that were announcing last week, one on Friday, one on Saturday. And as I predicted right here, they came through with a commitment on Saturday from Roquan Buckley. He's a big 6'6", 290-pound defensive end out of Wyoming, Minnesota. And he adds that coveted pass rusher that everybody's looking for these days. Big, long body. Can get around that edge and get to the quarterback. So that was a big pickup for Nebraska. They addressed a position of need. They also lost a commitment Saturday as well that we'd actually talked about on this show as well. The young linebacker out of the Miami area, Peyton. And so that wasn't a big surprise. A lot of these Florida kids are kind of sticking around home with what's going on around the country these days with the COVID and everything. So Nebraska is still sitting at 19 commitments and, right about where they want to be, still with about a half a dozen spots left to fill. And, hoping to cash in here next week on signing day, next Wednesday. So, we'll see. And, like we've talked about before here, they target who they want early and they stay on these guys, and you don't generally come with a lot of surprises, but there might be a surprise or two that Nebraska gets in on some guys that people aren't necessarily thinking that might turn out Nebraska's way. But we can talk about that again next week.
Yeah, Roquan Buckley, looking at the Rivals rundown on him, 27th rated at his position, 14th in the state of Michigan as a 3-star. And again, the verbal commitment to Nebraska. Patrick Peyton, he made his commitment to Florida State. There's a question posted on the screen right now from Seth Sullivan asking about, of course, one Omar Manning.
Yeah, that's seems to be the biggest question out there. Still, we do not know if he'll be available or not on Saturday. He's been dealing with all kinds of injury issues and just hasn't been able to get reps in practice to warrant getting on the field and helping this ball team out. So, yeah, everybody does want to see what he can do. Haven't got to see hardly anything of him going back to week 1 against Ohio State. So that's been a big mystery. So hopefully we do see him dressed up and can help out on Saturday.
Yelly Belly is asking about Will McCaffrey. Of course, Adrian Martinez, the starter out of the gate. Will McCaffrey got his shot, provided a spark for a while, but then certainly Martinez has been the better passer. It hasn't been close. And Will McCaffrey back to a backup role. But Yelly Belly asking whether he would be more in line and switching to wide receiver or running back.
Well, he's not going to switch positions. He's going to be a quarterback. He's always going to be a quarterback at Nebraska. But that being said, you do have to get him on the field. Last week you saw it in the first series. Coach Frost put him out there, and I think that was just kind of to get Purdue's attention. But then you didn't see him come back in except for in a backup quarterback role when Adrian had to come out for a series. But in the long run, I think that it only makes sense that he's got to touch the ball in some type of capacity, whether it is at wide receiver or if it's running out of the backfield, because the guy's magical with the ball in his hands. There's no doubt about that. And you see when he comes in at quarterback that he kind of lifts the momentum. He lifts the speed of the game up. Opposing defenses all of a sudden say, "Whoa, he just ran right past me. That guy's fast." So you got to get him the ball. So I think for Nebraska to start scaring people and to try to play you honestly, when you got a playmaker like Wan'Dale Robinson in the slot or out of the backfield or out wide, and then you add another guy, McCaffrey's talents, just like it, out there at the same time, and then you got defenses on their heels and wondering where the ball's going to go and how they're going to stop it. So, in my opinion, you got to get him out there, but he's always going to be a quarterback. That's the position that he's chosen to move on with through his career. So, and he's a young quarterback. He's only played the position for a couple of years. So, right now with Adrian Martinez, obviously this is his team moving forward. And like I said, it'd be nice to get McCaffrey out on the field and contribute in other ways.